Andrew, the numbers are pretty damning. How do you sort of assess the performance overall?
Well, look, clearly we had an incredibly young midfield, and they had a very experienced midfield, and we got to learn a lot. I would say that they clearly contested ball at -60 is not at a level where we're going to be ever able to compete. We're under no illusions where we're at. We've got a lot of work to do, and there's only one way to keep doing that work. We've got to keep getting better and finding ways to improve our players and our systems.
You spoke about younger players. Did you get enough from your leaders today?
Look, I'm not sure off the top of my head, to be honest. I'll have to go back and have a look at it. I'm not sure.
We understand you've got a long road, Andrew, but obviously you want to be more competitive than that. What can you do in the short term to, I suppose, stem that flight?
I think there's a fine balance between finding short-term solutions versus long-term solutions. We could easily close the game down and play slow and wide and protect ourselves, put numbers behind the ball, but I'm not sure that's the right way to teach people how to play. I'm not sure it's a sustainable model of becoming a winning team, so we'll continue to work our way through smaller solutions that will help us quickly, but we're not going to become a short-term solution club.
How disappointed are you with the fade out, I guess, in the second half? It's 10 goals to 3 across that half of footy. How disappointed are you with that?
I think it was pretty... What was the first half?
It's pretty even. It was pretty even the first half. You were down by about 4 goals.
Right. 7 goals to 4. Yeah. Part of being a younger team, potentially, there's a little bit of that, but yeah, you don't want to have fade outs. You want to be able to compete for 4 quarters, what the game requires you to do. So it was a challenge today.
I know you said you've got a young midfield, but it's officially the lowest contested possession count since stats were taken. How do you rectify that?
We have to improve the craft of it and the skill of it, and we have to find people that are better at it. That's ultimately how we do it, and it's one way or the other, or it's both. We'll keep exploring, we'll keep training as hard as we can, we'll keep trying to improve the craft and method, and we'll keep challenging our players to find out who really wants to live in that space.
You just said you've got to either have to find the players or train it. Do you feel like you've got the players to be able to improve that and take it forward?
I think we're seeing some signs from our very, very young midfield that they can do some stuff. But ultimately, we're coming up against guys today who have probably played 300, 200 games together, a lot of them, 150, 100 games together, and they've probably played 600 games between that midfield. I think the numbers on ours might be a bit lower, so we'll see signs, but it will take a little bit of time. Like that's just what happens in AFL footy, and there were some good signs at times today from Gross and Hutchinson. These guys are less than 5, 10 games or whatever they're up to.
Is it a matter of holding your nerve in some of these things? Obviously, Tim Kelly leave out on Harley Reid's in defence. Is that a part of what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I think it is a bit of a part of it, but it's not about any individual. We'll just reward the people that are in form, and we'll challenge and help the people that are out of form, and that's going to be our job. At the moment, unfortunately, there's more out of form than in form in our club, and that's, you can't go and just buy form. You've got to work at it and work really hard in our game to try and improve.
What about some basic things like Patrick Cripps just wanders into a goal, no one stands in the mark. Jamie Cripps, has an opportunity to find a few players. Are those things that concern you at all?
I think it's all part of it. Like when you're involved, and everyone that's played footy, when you're in a team that's in the position we're in, there's a lot of things going through your brain, right? There's a lot going on. We're trying to control all of these things, but when you're winning, you see everything, right? You make all those great decisions. So we'll keep supporting our players. We're going to keep educating them really hard, keep trying to support them and encourage the right behaviours.
Did you see enough from Tim Kelly in the waffle last night to possibly bring him back against Essendon this week?
Yeah, I sort of just watched the game on my iPad, so it was a little bit hard to see, to be honest. I thought he tried really hard, competed hard. I'll go back and have a look at the tape with our match committee and we'll make the right decision on that next week.
like you said, you had that young midfield. You had Jack Graham playing at half forward, Harley at half back. Did you at all consider at times throwing one of those guys in there to try and help stem the flow, or is it about keeping the structure you want to push forward for the long term?
Yeah, we're going to have those decisions every week that we go through. And sometimes we'll make them and sometimes we won't, but we'll keep chasing what we're going over from a big picture point of view.
So then you've only got 6 days to try and rectify this. How do you get to work with that in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, we clearly have to train it. So we'll be fighting with the medical team this week to how many minutes we get on the track to be able to fight it.
How do you see the ruck situation at the moment? How big a part of the midfield issues do you think that is?
Yeah, it's a part of it, and I thought Bailey competed reasonably hard today. He got his hand to quite a bit of the ball, but it's going to be an ongoing conversation for us. Flinny's in good form in the last 2 waffle games, and we want those two challenging each other. So we'll just keep picking the player who's in most form and keep supporting the other.
You're winning with the 4 talls with Williams, Reid, Allen and Waterman. Did you go in a little bit too tall, do you think, or was that just a supply issue that you couldn't get them into the game?
Well, we subbed Jack Williams out. Look, potentially. You've got to live and die by your sword. We thought those guys could work together as a mix. And at times we looked dangerous, but maybe the ball bounced out of our front half a little bit too easily at times as well. So that's not just their problem. It's a bit what's happening behind the ball as well. But, yeah, I've spoken about it lots of times. We're going to have to work pretty hard to find our best mix.
Carlton at times seem to be able to get you on the spread too. Do too many players just try and hunt the footy instead of holding their space and trying to defend that as well? Yeah,
I thought Carlton did get too much ball on the outside today, so there's a few method problems within it, and then there's a few personnel work rate challenges. We'll keep pushing our players on.
Do you expect anyone else back next week? I think it was Hewitt and McGovern were the 2 closest, but are they still in line for potential returns?
Yeah, I think they're going to be a chance. 6-day break, but both trained strongly yesterday, so we'll see how the week goes. But yeah, there'll be some guys that will come and help us straight away.
Bo Allen missed last night, but it sounded like Luca Grego had a good game in the waffle as well. Is he going to come under consideration soon?
Yeah, he's probably had a couple of good games now. We've moved him into the midfield in the waffle team. So he had a good game last night. He's learning a lot about midfield. He played most of the pre-season as a halfback, so that's part of our exploration that we're going through. Unfortunately, the Bo didn't play. Bit of illness got him yesterday, so yeah, we'll see.
How do you get some of your senior guys back in form? Like Liam Duggan started in the midfield of the year, he's now gone to halfback. Oscar obviously had kicked an early goal and looked good early, but the supply issue sort of got to him. How do you get those guys around the footy and get them back into a bit of form?
Yeah, so there's no easy solution to that. Form is just on the back of hard work, consistency of role. We'll try and put our senior players in positions where they can influence the game, and it's not always going to be about marks, kicks and handballs. There's other ways they can influence the game by organising their roles around them. So we'll keep pushing our leaders to do that.
Is there more at risk of maybe having to go back to the waffle?
Look, whether it's our captain or anyone, we're really open about everyone is in form or out of form, and we'll keep picking the team based on that and the balance of the team. So we're going to continue to support our players. That's where we're at. We understand the space we're in. There's some pretty flat guys in our room right now, as you'd expect. We just lost by whatever we lost by, and lost in the contest by 60 points. The guys are hurting, but it's about getting to work. This is AFL footy. It's hard, and we've got to keep trying to improve.
You mentioned you were struggling in the contest today. Do you feel like someone like a Tim Kelly probably could have helped you out today had he been in the team?
Not sure.
Is Oscar just out of form? Is his GPS saying he's still getting across the ground? We'll talk about his knee and different things. Is it just a form thing?
Yeah, I think so. His numbers are good from a GPS perspective. He's running well. And this is part of the challenge when you're getting 35 entries. What do you expect from a key forward, I suppose? We want all our guys to be able to compete, but we'll keep supporting Oscar.
Thank you.
Ta.